Hey guys, what is up and welcome back. So I'm going to break down the newest trailer of Avatar The Last Airbender live action that's coming out on Netflix next month in February. I'm excited for it. I know many people are excited for it. Some are cautious because of the last Airbender movie that came out some years ago. But if anyone grew up in the early 2000s, Avatar The Last Airbender. It was a really good cartoon on Nickelodeon that myself and many others enjoyed, and some people still enjoy watching now. I've seen people who they never watched it growing up, so then they watch it as an adult, and it's like, hey, this was actually a really good show. So I'm gonna break it down a little bit, just as parts. I'm not gonna watch it with you guys because I've already watched it. So there's no point in me giving a reaction since I've already watched it. I'm just going to break it down. So let's head to the first part that I'm breaking down. So here is a Fire Nation ship, and there's actually many more in the back. But Fire Nation ship looks, pretty good. It's got the design on the front. Don't even know what that's supposed to be be honest. I don't know if that. I honestly don't know if the Fire Nation had some kind of purpose. It doesn't really look like a dragon to me, which would make sense, but I don't know. It's some kind of design, but they've got the like the little towers on them, and they look pretty good overall. Right over here, we get a very far view of Appa. Though I know in the last Airbender, a lot of people had an issue with how Appa looked, especially like its feet, where they were like just small and dangly, and it was just ugly. Actually, in editing, I'll throw up a picture of kind of what I'm talking about if I find it. So here, I'm not 100% sure on what this is. These I feel like could be firebenders. I'm wondering, from what I've heard people say, like we get a little more in depth on the actual invasion of the air temples, as Sozin tried to find and kill the next Avatar after Roku. So there were many theories as to how the firebenders got up to the temples because in like the third episode, Aang says you can't get up here without a flying bison, and I doubt any the Fire Nation has any of those. It's just like the rough quote. So there was the theory that much like Ozai did during Sozin's Comet, when the comet came around 100 years prior, the firebenders were able to use their firebending to essentially act like a rocket and get themselves up to the air temple. So this is actually kind of a cool shot. So I'm pretty sure that is the air temple that's being attacked, because this looks like a monk here and the fire being shot at him. So this is actually, don't know if it's the, which one, if it's the southern, the eastern, the northern. It's probably not the western, because the western had like the upside down to it. But this very well could be the southern air temple. And it's possible that those ships, because it looks like they were going through either the South or North Pole. It's possible that those were the ships carrying these firebenders towards the southern air temple. So they went, near the South Pole, so it'd be cold. And then they get up to the southern air temple, and it's like, okay, Comet's about to be here, guys. We all know the plan. This, I feel like this is Sozin. I feel like that's who this is. I haven't really closely looked at the cast and crew, but I really feel like this is Sozin. And then right here, this is Sozin. Maybe there's obviously someone in here. This could be like a Gyatso or something. if it's one of the monks maybe, and it's tell me where the avatar is. And, if he says, I don't know, or if he says, I'm not telling you, then he says, okay. So there's clearly someone right here. I don't know who or what this is, this would be. It's possible it's Gyatso, but I can't tell for sure. This would be where Katara breaks Aang out of the iceberg. So just the beginning, the boy in the iceberg. So it's possible that it's going to start with, because we don't really learn all that stuff until episode 12, The Storm. So it's possible they're taking that aspect and putting it right at the beginning, which they might, I don't know. They kind of have a little bit of liberty here to start it off how they want, and then just follow the general story of the show. I believe this is the Fire Nation here, because I think this is the temple, or not temple, palace. Yep, that is Ozai. Figured this is Azula. So actually right here, it's the ostrich horse. You can see them. They actually kind of look cool. Zuko. I do enjoy with this that they actually gave him like the hairstyle that Zuko had in the show. Instead of in The Last Airbender, they just gave him like hair. Though I will say, I mean, I don't know how old the actor is, but I feel like when I watch this, he seems a little young to be 16. He might be like a little younger, which then it makes sense though also at the same time, because as you make the show, the actor's going to get older. So if he gets a little older and then, if they start off like as a 15-year-old and end as a 17-year-old, then it's like, okay, like, you were average 16. This I would probably say is the Southern Air Temple after it got attacked. That would make the most sense to me. Another shot of Appa, but from the back, but they do have the saddle. This, I would say, is probably the crescent-shaped island where they went on the solstice. Got the little air scooter that they kind of show in the intro of the each show. I will say, like, at least they did a pretty good job with Sokka's necklace here. And the fact that they also, Sokka's, like, the character is actually funny, But, and I said it each show, so each episode. This is probably Zuko's ship, if I had to guess. Because Zuko's ship, it wasn't anything fancy. It was, okay, this will get you around the world and get you out of the Fire Nation because you're banished. I do think they did, a pretty good job with Uncle Iroh. The fact that the guy they had in The Last Airbender, and, like, he really didn't resemble Uncle Iroh at all. And even then, like, a lot of the names were different. Like, my name is Iroh. No, your name is Iroh. Hey, Aang. You're the Avatar. See, here, like, he looks like he could be 16, but to me, he might be a little younger, which is fine. Though also, for this to be what the Fire Nation soldiers look like, they did a pretty good job with that. And then something that I like, if I can find it right perfectly. Yes. So it seems like, because in The Last Airbender, everyone remembers, like, the funny part where you had, like, I don't know, a dozen earthbenders and they go, ha, 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 ha! And, like, just a small rock slowly moves across the screen. Like, everyone remembers that. Like you would do all this crazy shit and then a little pff would come out. Whereas with this, it actually seems like the fire is following his hands. Like, he's actually doing it. Not like it's not a bunch of movements and then bending. No, you bend as you move. And then just right out. This would be most likely when Zuko had to face Ozai in an Agni Kai. And then he gets a scar. Yeah, this right here. Because in the line, Ozai says, "You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher." And then Ozai, or not Ozai, Iroh says, "I looked away, and all you hear is Zuko screaming." Here you actually get a half-decent shot at Appa's face. So it's a good representation of how big Appa is. See, now this isn't bad. Like, the feet, they're not, like, skinny, just dangling things. Like, no. Like, they actually have, like, a little bit of, I guess, meat to them or muscle to them. Like, they're not super skinny. His face isn't terrible. And, yeah, you can even get a better shot of the feet here. So this, I think they did a much, much better job on Appa in here. Now, that could just be technology has advanced since The Last Airbender, yada, yada, yada. But at, like, a certain point, like, if it's not good, it's not good. So, they had to accept the technological limitations at the time of making The Last Airbender and be like, you know what, we know it looks like crap, but we're not going to just scrap the project. You lose a ton of money that way. Instead, put it out and you lose less money. Though I gotta say, Momo is adorable. Yep, there. Yep, that Momo's adorable. So this, like, there was some stuff that I was very surprised that they're actually gonna have in this, show that they didn't have in Last Airbender. Like, they didn't have June. And now they have the Shearshu, and they have June. So they're actually going to show June, which they didn't. There was a lot of characters and just different stuff that they didn't show then. And this year, like, I didn't know what this was at first, and then someone said it, and I'm like, oh, yup, that's what it is. It's the Heibai. This is the Heibai spirit. This is, like, it's, pretty much angry form. And when it's happy, it's just going to turn into a giant fluffy panda bear. And then here, this is Kyoshi Island. These are the Kyoshi warriors. So I know in the previous one, we saw Suki. So we figured that we were going to get Kyoshi Island. But this was cool to see that we get that. Okay, so I thought this was Omashu. I don't think it is. I think this is the Northern Air Temple. That's Teo, the kid that's in the wheelchair. Because I thought this was the rail system, or not rail system, but I thought this was like the delivery system for Omashu. That's not. Wow. That's Teo. That's Teo's glider. Okay. And then here we get the Blue Spirit. Now, we actually did get the Blue Spirit in The Last Airbender, but they did it really, really weird, where, like, it had, like, long hair. This is Zuko exactly how it was in the show, where it's, okay, this is the mask, he's gonna hide his hair. Here's another shot of Appa. See if I can. Yeah. I think we're going to get a couple more looks at him of him being just, a close up, but not moving to where we can actually get a really nice look at Appa and make sure that they did him right. And then actually we get Boomy, where in The Last Airbender we did not. So we actually get a Boomy episode. At least one. I know we see Boomy like twice in the first 2 books, and then we see him quite often as Sozin's Comet's going. But yes, we get a Boomy. Just right here, this is Zuko clearly battling Katara. So this could be, and it looked like she was dressed warm, so this could be the Northern Water Tribe. And then actually, if you guys see here, this is Jet. We get Jet, which is really cool. Unfortunate what's going to happen in book 2, but yeah, that was something I was not expecting. This show, as far as just characters we're going to see, has exceeded what I thought they were going to do. Because, I mean, like the movie, they just made it so short, like so compact. Now, granted, they had to. They got, what, 20 episodes of 20 minutes, 30 with commercials each. Like, you're not going to be able to do all of that in a 2-hour movie, so you gotta cut some stuff somewhere. And then here's Aang in the Avatar state, and actually, if I go back just a wee bit, how it's the process of, like, obviously in the original, he glows all at once. But this is like a slow, almost like taking over. Now, I know in The Last Airbender, when they had Aang go into the Avatar state, he saw what everyone believes is a dragon. I don't know if, honestly, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but like it was like a dragon. It might have been Roku's dragon, but I don't know what he's gonna see, if he's gonna see anything here. So yeah, that is it. I'll just get to a good point where maybe it says like Avatar Last Airbender, like in just big letters. Overall, I'm pretty excited for this. I don't want to get my hopes too high because obviously The Last Airbender sucked and it kind of ruined that for everybody. So that's what I would say to everyone else. Don't go too high expecting it to be just like the original. But I think we have a pretty low floor here. Or high floor, I should say. If it's nothing like The Last Airbender, then I think it's going to be somewhat of a success. So, if you guys did enjoy this, please do me a favor and leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.